My name is Rachel Redgate and I am a BA Honours graduate from the School of Geography at the University of Nottingham. I graduated back in 2011 and now I work with special educational needs and autistic children in a special school. I've also had a business in life and leadership coaching for the past 18 months, which is set to develop and actually where I put most of my energy and focus now. I remember being very excited about the prospect of graduating university and just the array of options and possibilities that a degree in geography would provide for me. However, I also remember becoming very quickly overwhelmed and stuck in trying to decide on the quote-unquote right career path for me. And this is where I was very much psychologically when I first discovered and became interested in life coaching. Working with my own coach reminded me of the importance of pursuing that which you love, which is how back in 2008, when encouraged by my teachers at school, I decided to pursue geography at university. I loved it. I was so interested in how the world works on a global scale and the impact that different geographical processes had on different parts of the world. And this skill of looking at things on an enlarged or a macro scale is something that I use today in my career as a life coach. It's very important for me to maintain an elevated perspective on the lives of my clients and to understand the ways that my clients operate fits in with their bigger goals. So as to have them reaching those goals with more velocity than they otherwise would, and on top of that, experiencing their lives in the best way possible. As part of my work, I've travelled to New York numerous times for training. I've also been hopping on and off the train a lot to Manchester. However, one of the best parts about the work that I do is that I get to speak to and work with people from all over the world, all walks of life and cultures and backgrounds, which I think is amazing. I've coached people in Thailand, Switzerland, the Netherlands, across the UK, Wales, Scotland and England, Canada and the USA. And Skype allows me to do that, which is amazing. And on top of that, once I'm ready to quit my day job, that will allow me more freedom to travel, and that's something else that I love to do. When I first started geography at Nottingham, I wanted to pursue both physical and human modules, mostly because I was interested in how the two worlds of society and nature interacted. However, by the time I was coming towards the end of my degree, I'd largely discovered that most of my interest and skill actually lay mostly on the human side, which is how I came to read cultural and historical geography as a module in my second year. And subsequently, modules in the cultural geographies of English landscape, the landscape history of Liguria, which took us on an amazing trip to northern Italy, and my favourite module, European urban geographies, which took us on another amazing trip to Paris. And these modules largely informed my final year dissertation, which was based in cultural and historical geography, and it looked into questions about how we identify and relate to ourselves not only impacts the built environment and the landscape, but the natural environment, the economy, politics, and our relations with others on a national and an international scale. And I really believe that these theories that I was arguing for and studying through my dissertation are the very theories that underpin a lot of the work I do and practice as a coach today. For example, a large part of the work that I do is about having a look at the relationship that we have with ourselves, or the relationship that my clients have to themselves, and how that influences our interactions with others or our other relationships, and the impact that that has on the results that we create in our lives. And it's my job to work with people to shift those relationships in the most empowering way possible for the client, so as to have them creating what they want and achieving those results that they say they want. Beyond that, I think geography has really provided me with a deeper understanding of the global or the wider implications of the work that I do. So, the work that I might do with one client and how that influences their family and friends and how that might influence their family and friends and so on and so forth. So, by extension, society as a whole. And that really gives me a huge sense of purpose behind the work that I do, and it keeps me motivated to do it. So to summarise, I would say that geography is a subject that could lead to almost any career path. Ones I'm sure you haven't even imagined yet. I certainly didn't imagine this for myself. I also think it arms you with a very diverse array of skills and ways of looking at the world. And because of that diversity that geography offers, I think, at least for me, it allowed me to hone my interest within the field. And despite not necessarily needing a degree for my chosen career path, I'm very, very glad that I did it. Having a degree from Nottingham allows me a lot more credibility in the world of business, and I most definitely developed as a person through doing it. I also developed skills in essay writing, debate, teamwork, IT and math skills through the modules that we did in both quantitative and qualitative analysis. And something I'll never forget, I'll always remember, are the presentations that we did. One, I think if I remember correctly, I did in front of near 200 people. And just the practice of speaking and presenting in front of such an audience, I think is invaluable. So I've taken these skills into my life, and I know that I could use them anywhere and everywhere, and I do. However, if I were to leave you with one message, it would be to do what you love. So if you love geography, do it. That mantra was what led me to geography and to what I love doing today in my career as a coach.